So last week at our sales meeting, we talked about the importance of always recommend that you get at least a location drawing whenever you purchase a property. Now, there's two kinds of surveys that you can get. A location drawing where a surveyor will go out and take a look at the boundaries and the improvements on the property and draw a little map and show you where all the improvements are and check to make sure that none of the improvements are over any of the boundary lines or that one of your neighboring properties are encroaching on your property. Now, location drawing is going to run you anywhere from maybe $300 to $400 in today's market. And then a site survey, they're actually going to go out and they're going to mark the property corners with an actual stake in the ground. A site survey, depending on the property size, can run anywhere from maybe $800 up to thousands of dollars. It just kind of depends on the size of the property or the number of pins that the surveyor has to put in the ground. We get asked this question a lot. Do I need a location drawing? And the short answer is if you're buying a single family home, the answer is practically always every time yes. And I want to show you guys two quick examples. The first one is what my title rep from Ally Title showed to our agents, which is this first one that you're going to see right here. And if you notice, the shed on this property line is over the blue line in the back, and the fence extends a good ways into the property behind it. Now, that property is a rec area. This shed has been in place for years and years and years. And sort of the practical reality of it is it's highly unlikely that the um, the homeowners association that owns that recreation area is going to make them move that fence line. But it is something that you're going to want to know before going into a transaction. And lastly, I'm going to show you this next slide, and it's this one. So this is a transaction we had here a few years ago where we were on the buy side. And when you looked in the back of the yard, there was this nice deck with a little bit of patio. And then the shed was maybe 20 or 30 feet beyond the patio. And then there was another 20 or 30 feet of land behind the shed. And it was all contained by the same fence. And it turned out that the property line here basically ended halfway between the deck and the shed. And if you bought this house, you were actually not getting the land that the shed and all this fence went on. And the worst part about this transaction is this wasn't recreation area. This was a parcel that was owned by another person as an investment. And they were not interested in giving an easement or letting anyone have access. In fact, when this was figured out, they demanded that this homeowner move his property fence and his improvements off of his property. This is why you always want to spend the money on at least a location drawing just to confirm. Just because it looks like all of that fenced area is yours doesn't mean that it is.